And here I am. It's that time of the week where we get to get on folks' cases and tell them about the cray-cray decisions that they made. Okay, so I have different eyelashes on. These are shorter. These look more like my real lashes with just a bunch of mascara on. I think I can do this. I'm getting into this, This guys, I'm gonna be playing in them dots. Pretty soon I'm gonna be on here and I'm gonna have like a blonde streak in my hair. And y'all won't be able to tell me nothing. You won't be able to tell me nothing, okay? I just want you to understand. So what we are doing today, for those of you who just wandered in, this is a weekly relationship advice live stream. The advice questions that we address, though, are ones that have already been sent in advance. If you, as you go through this and you think, oh, I think I'd like to see about getting my question answered there, then this is what you do. Down in the link below the show, you span the box and you'll see a link that says submit your advice question. You just click that link and it will take you to the advice submission form on survivingdating.com. Or you can just go over there and maybe read some of the articles and stuff and just kind of hang out there a little bit. That's what I used to do before I started doing videos. I wrote, but now I'm just a bum, and so now I just do videos. But that's where you can submit your question for consideration, okay? Oops, I'm pressing the wrong thing. All right, so today we have 26 questions. It says 25 is, which is our usual, plus, quote, last minute emergency add in. Okay, well, that's very intriguing. I'm going to assume that's probably the last question since it's the add in, the 26th question. Because I think she probably already finished the column by like Sunday. And so this one must have come in today. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started. Oh, I see everybody, all the usual suspects in the house. Hey, everybody, what's up? Shay, the light. Oh. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Question number 1 is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Albany, New York. Yes, remember last week I said I was going to change the age groupings. I did. I went on the form and I mushed them around. My boyfriend expects me to make food every night like I'm his mom, and it is making me feel crazy. Wow. We both work. Yes, he does work more hours, but I make sure the house is always clean, and I take care of our animals, do the laundry, all the other chores, and everything else. Really, I don't mind making dinner most nights, but if I've had a long day or I'm tired from work, he expects me to still make him food. He says if I can't do that, I need to go out and get him fast food or order Uber Eats for him. I tell him he can do both of those things himself, but he refuses and says I must do everything. I feel like I'm living with a fucking kid. How should I handle this? You should let him starve. That's what you should do. You should eat whatever you eat and then just let him be hungry. And I bet you once his stomach starts growling and touching the other side and he feels that rumbling sensation and lightheaded and dizzy and all that from being hungry, he will find a way to feed himself. Isn't it amazing how that happens? But see, as long as you keep folding to and bending to his will, he's going to keep acting a fool. All you have to do is say, I'm not your mother. I'm not going to cook every damn day. When I cook, you can eat it. But other than that, don't ask me to cook. I'm not your mother. You want to eat like that, you need to go to your mother's house. She might care that you're hungry. I don't. But this thing about you doing everything in the house, why would you have a boyfriend like that? I'm confused. He's not a partner. He's a liability. He's just there to get services. I don't understand how you could be feeling loved in a situation like this and supported and taken care of and like you're being treated fairly. He's a knucklehead. I would get rid of him. Kelson, what's up there? No, she don't want to be married to this clown. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That would be the biggest mistake you could ever make. This is something you just a boyfriend, girlfriend, you could deuce out tomorrow if you wanted to. I mean, I don't know what your lease situation is, but because you're not married, you don't have to go through all that whole rigmarole of divorce and stuff. And this is a wonderful thing that you found out about him before you ever signed on a dotted line and said vows. So you can be like, look, I can't, no. This is a just no situation. You tripping. I'm not about this life. I'm out. Yeah, baby man, you're right. He's gross. That would just turn me off. I had a friend, though, this lady I used to work with, though, when I worked in San Francisco. Let me tell you about this. Okay, so we would go like, happy hour. People get together after work sometimes, maybe once a month or whatever. So she would come for a little while. Then she'd be looking at her watch, and then she'd be like, "Oh, I have to go. I have to go home and cook my husband dinner." I said, "What? He once a month he can't feed himself? Stop and get a pizza or something?" And she said that he wouldn't do it. What he would do is go in the house and sit on the couch in the dark. He wouldn't even watch TV or nothing, and wait for her to get home and cook and feed him. I'm like, man, we would have been so super divorced. I can't even understand. Yeah, no, he would starve to death waiting for me to cook for him. I would be out in the streets for a week and just see if I came back and he was skeletonized or not. I bet you he would make some food happen. Let's move on to question number 2 in another round of dust. Male, 42 to 49, from Portsmouth, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Virginia. Our family has money. My brother and I also own a rental investment property together. My brother's fiance, I just don't feel like she really loves him. I think she just wants a rich dude to take care of her. She's in a sorority. She's studying a MRS degree, and she's always showing off on Instagram with the expensive clothes, shoes, and bags that she owns. This is the problem. She refuses to sign a prenup. She is very manipulative and tells my brother that if he really loved her, he would make her sign a prenup. To tell you the truth, I don't even think she loves my brother. I just don't understand why a conservative Christian would want to marry a Jew. I think she just married him for his money. She's not converting, in case you were going to ask. Plus, she's in such a rush to get married, it scares me. She wants to have a big, fancy, anti-vax, anti-mask wedding during a pandemic. Anyway, I'm scared that she would take away my property if she marries my brother. What do I do? You go immediately to see an attorney. You go to see an attorney. And you don't necessarily need your brother there, but what you're going to do is get the papers drawn up, and then you're going to have your brother call over, or you're going to go over to, meet him somewhere for whatever, and he's going to sign, or he can come to the attorney's office and sign them. What you guys are going to do is put the property that you own and all of your money, everything that you had before he marries this fool, into a trust. That's what you're going to do. So she can't touch it. Either that or you're going to make, no, because even a corporation, if they stay married long enough, she can say, she helped build it and she wants some shares or something. But I'm just telling you, dude, you better consult an attorney right quick and get everything sold up. So even if she doesn't sign a prenup, the only thing she's going to get is half of whatever he makes on his whatever job he may have during the time that they're married. She can get that, but she can't get the house he already owns. She can't get any of the investment property that you guys already own. She can't get any of your family money. So you sew that up. I mean, you got money and shit. I mean, why are you not knowing this? Usually people who have a lot of money are the ones the quickest on keeping up with what they need to do to protect their money so they can get more. So anyway, whatever um, you do that. So, and don't tell her. Don't tell her. Let her be surprised when she thinks after a year of being married that she's gonna, I got a bug on my screen. She's gonna think she's gonna like deuce out and, take half. And she get a surprise when she finds out that everything's in a trust, nailed down, and her name ain't nowhere on it. That's what you have to do, and you have to make sure that your brother keeps his big mouth shut and don't tell her. But really, he shouldn't really be marrying her at all, really. But just since he wants to present like he's so in love, you take care of business, and you just tell him come down to the attorney's office and sign these documents. That's all you got to do. Okay, very simple fix. Now, if he doesn't want to sign it, well, now you got a problem. But still, consult with the attorney. The attorney might be able to reason with him better than you could. Question number 3, female, 22 to 27, from Chattanooga, Tennessee. My boyfriend is 28 and I'm 23, and we just recently purchased a house together. Wow. Due to move-in being so close to the holidays, I told him that I didn't want to host any meals this year. I've never cooked a full holiday meal for anyone ever, so it would give him time to get the house situated and learn more about how to cook and host dinner parties. Well, I came home a few weeks ago to find out my boyfriend volunteered me without my knowledge or consent to cook and host Christmas dinner at our house. At least 15 people will be here, and I'm already angry about it. It's only Thanksgiving. I don't know what to do. I've told him I didn't want to host and I'm not looking forward to it, and all he says is it'll be okay. What should I do? What you should do is call up some friends. Okay, so I don't know what day he's planning to have this party, but you start slowly taking clothes out of the house and over to your friend's house. And then that whenever that party's supposed to be, you and your friend go away for the weekend. You two or three or four of your friends, you go away for the weekend. You don't be bothered about him and his plans. And then on your way out, you say, well, you wanted to have this dinner party. I hope you have some recipes and good at shopping and cooking because I'm out. I told you I wasn't going to do it. See, this is the kind of thing people try to force you into doing something because that's what they want. You have to come hard with him because otherwise you will be setting a precedent where he can just do what he wants to and involve you, your time, your energy, your effort, even though you said no, then have you do it anyway, and you would give in to it. This is a very dangerous situation. You need to come hard on him so he gets out of this habit now, because this the kind of dude like he wanna you not feeling well, you pregnant or something, just had a baby. Oh, I'm bringing my boss and Johnny and a couple of the fellas over for dinner, and you and the kids had soup and crackers and he gonna be bringing people into the house expecting you to cook and clean up and all this other stuff. He's that kind of dude. He's gonna do what he want to do. So you have to say that's fine. You can do that. You want to have a party? I'm in full support of that. But you're gonna have the party. You're gonna cook for it and you're gonna do all the cleaning. I'm not doing anything. I'm leaving. Bye. See you when I get back. Yeah, they had communication. She told him she didn't want to do it. That she was very clear. That's very clear communication. What he did, he's like that thing where they say, I'm not trying to hear that though. So he just gonna tell everybody to come over anyway. The other thing you could do is start calling, if you have his number for his family, say, he invited you over here, and I specifically told him that I didn't want to host any party. So I don't know what you all gonna do, but you're not coming here. You could do that too. But a lot of people are don't not that assertive and don't want to say, oh, what did everyone will be mad at me? But I wouldn't give a fuck. It's like, if you all want to come and bring some potluck or something and sit around the table and eat, you could do that. But I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking. You know, he's tripping. You girl, you are so nice. Because I would still be cussing him out. Question number 4, female, 28 to 34 from Louisville, Kentucky. I need an honest, neutral opinion from outside my friend and family group. So my husband is a funny guy. He's very quick-witted. That's one of the things I love about him. But sometimes he makes jokes that seem to be at my expense. Then when I tell him he hurt my feelings, he says he would never purposely hurt my feelings, and he's just trying to be funny. Tell me what you think about some of his antics. Okay, here we go, y'all. So we're on the phone with his brother, wishing him a happy Thanksgiving. We're explaining to his brother that we're going to make some homemade moonshine and limoncello. Oh, my God. Kentucky. Yeah, okay, no wonder. And my husband says, well, when I've made limoncello in the past, I've been surrounded by beautiful naked women peeling the lemons. But this year, I just have my name. So we'll see if it comes out as good. Oh, wow. He thought that was funny. I would have had to hurt his feelings. But let's get back to that. I half-heartedly chuckled as obviously the surrounded by beautiful naked women was a joke. But then his brother kind of chuckled and said, oh, I'm sure it'll be just as good. So I'm feeling like his brother thought it wasn't that funny of a joke and was kind of mean or unnecessary, which makes me think I'm validated in my hurt feelings. Why do you need somebody to validate your feelings? My husband makes little jokes like this often and in front of other people. He swears he's just trying to be funny. I tried to explain why it wasn't funny, and it's like he's putting me down. And he just said, well, why would I want to put you down? Then he says he's just not going to say anything anymore, as if I'm overreacting. I really want to know if you and the other ladies would take this the same way that I do. And if you do, then can you explain why he would do this? Well, in my experience, men who do this kind of stuff have an abusive, they're being abusive, but they're trying to do it in a slick, underhanded, down low, backdoor, passive aggressive way. They're not going to be overtly, call you names and, or hit you or anything like that. They do it in this kind of little passive aggressive, backstabby way. And then by saying, well, why would I want to hurt your feelings? Now he's gaslighting you. Obviously, he hurt your feelings. Obviously, he knows it because you just told him. So he's gonna put it back on you, like it's your responsibility to figure out to tell him why he's hurting your feelings. What you have to do with men like this, and I don't know if you have the personality for it. Okay, so he's talking about man, because I could just imagine how I would be cracking on him. Okay, oh here it is. Okay, he's making moonshine limoncello, and I was surrounded by beautiful naked women peeling the lemons. But this year I just have blah blah blah. So I don't know. What do you make? Fruitcake? I mean, what do you make for the holidays? It would have to be something equivalent that you make, right? And then that's when you would say something like, well, when I make my, I don't know, just say sweet potato pies. When I make my sweet potato pies, I usually have some of the finest GQ looking motherfuckers that you've ever seen in your life sitting here shirtless with a bow tie on and some short shorts peeling my potatoes. So hopefully they'll turn out just as well with just him. You know what I mean? So it's like it's supposed to be funny, right? So if I can talk about half naked, you can talk about half naked women, then I can talk about half naked men. The joke is the same. Let's see if you laugh. Big packages that you can see the imprint of, like they do on that sweatpants page on Facebook. And I would rub it in. I'd be talking about that stuff, so like, ooh, and like I can hardly concentrate on making the pie because I'd be looking so hard. And of course, it's all fake. Yeah, gray sweatpants. That's the name of the page. Haunty. I had to ban myself from that page because I was getting a little bit too interested in spending a little bit too much time over there looking. I was like, oh, so you can't do this. You must stop. This page is sin personified. But see, just be real is a bad influence. So stuff like that, lady, that's the kind of stuff you have to do. You can't just let him get away with it. You got to fire back. So when he starts making a joke about you, you make one about him. You know, he's trying to be funny, and then you do the Eddie Murphy laugh. I love to do that when men try to act, stupid, because everybody knows that laugh from his movie. Where he goes, right? Everybody then looks at him like, damn, dude, you fucked up. She just hit you with the Eddie Murphy laugh, and everybody know that shit was not funny. And they always get embarrassed. And then you know what? It usually stops them from doing it in the future because they know they're going to get hit with that again, and everybody's going to clown them. And it's like, you up there trying to be telling jokes and stuff. You're trying to be funny, but you're failing. You failed from the first time you did it, and you're still failing. When the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. You keep doing the same tired shit, and you keep expecting people to laugh, and nobody's laughed. It's been 12 years, and someone hasn't laughed yet. Give up. Keep on your day job. You don't have a career as a comedian. You know what I mean? I would be clowning him and in front of everybody. Because my thing is this, I will treat a man, my man, with respect as long as he does it to me. I'm telling you, the mirroring thing, I am just a firm believer in that. The fighting fire with a flamethrower thing, I done told y'all that's how I do stuff. So if I tell you, okay, I already told you, I warned you. So don't be doing that shit. Okay, now you're going to do it again and think I'm supposed to just go along with it because you think it's funny and you're the only one in the whole room laughing? Nah, I'm ready to light you up. Home skillet. But yeah, these kind of guys, they have a tendency to want to do this little thing where they try to put you down and everything, and they do it because it makes them feel good. You being down makes him feel like he's higher than you and better than you, and so you know he gets to feel like he's all of that at your expense. So it's time for you to roll your sleeves up and stop just accepting this. You start firing back and humiliating him in front of these people that he acts a fool in front of. Go smooth off. Just humiliate his ass to the ninth degree. make him look stupid, small, and infantile. And you do that a couple of times, he'll stop. Oh no, you don't want to. I mean, you suffer. I'd be mad at my husband. I still give me some. I don't give a shit about that. But after I get finished, I'm gonna be like, okay, now get out, get out, go. You go sleep in the guest room or on the couch or something, or go to your mother's house. I don't even want to look at you when I get up and go in the kitchen to get me some water or something. Get out. And it was so amazing. He would go. Just like my daughter would go in her room and cry and then come out. They were very obedient. But I'm telling you, there's just no way this would go down like this. Child, I'm telling you. So yeah, these women be talking about, oh, don't give him none, you tripping. No, you give him some even more then, and then you kick him out. Make sure it's all about you. All about you. So if he doesn't have a good time, oh well. I got mine, you should have got yours too. What you want from me? Oh, I'm so rude. Leandra, my adopted baby. Let's move on to question number 5 because I'm having way too much fun with that one. This is a female in the 35 to 41 age group out of Ohio. I'm looking for your and the squad's opinion. I work in medicine at a hospital and alternate working Thanksgiving and Christmas with my coworkers. My boyfriend and I have been together for 10 years and are in our late 30s. I am divorced with 2 kids and both parents. He has never been married and no children, but he has both of his parents and 4 siblings, several of whom have children. Okay, so he's got 2 parents, 4 sisters, so that's 6 plus him, 7, and plus the kids, so probably about 10, 12 people. Okay. On a holiday I do have off to spend with my family and have dinner, I would like him to have dinner with us, and then he can spend the other holiday with his own family while I'm working. Is that unreasonable? Am I being selfish? I feel like there are 2 big holidays every year and I only get one, so it shouldn't be an issue. But he's insistent that he has dinner with his mom and then comes to my house later in the day. Deb, she's not spending the day alone. She's with the rest of the family, including all the grandkids. I have a big problem with this and feel like he's choosing her over me. And that in itself is a problem. What do you think? I think you need to kick your own ass and wake the fuck up. That's what I think. Let me tell you something. You've been somebody's girlfriend for 10 years. Guess what girlfriend is? Not a wife. Not a wife. You ain't in his family. He don't owe you shit. As far as a holiday, loyalty, all this kind of stuff all these expectations you have, you're trying to expect him to treat you like you're his wife. And you ain't. So as a single man, he can go wherever he wants to on the holiday. And you can't say shit about it. Because he's single. Just like you. If they're common law marriage, depends on what state they're in. Where are they? Ohio. Wait. Yeah, I don't know what the rules are in Ohio. And they don't live together. They've just been together. So they're not common law either. She never said they live. She said he comes to my house after he has dinner with his family. So that means they don't live together. 10 years of this. So, I'm like, see, and then comes to my house later in the day. So that means they're not living together. So they're not common law. They just dating for 10 years. And she having all these expectations of him to treat her like she's his wife. I'm going to tell you something. However you guys work this out, then do it. But he's not your husband. So he really doesn't have to spend all that time with you and your kids. That's the time you and your kids need to be spending with your parents then. And not really worrying about what he did too much. I used to go places with my husband all the time because his family, they food was no. I'm like, every go over there. I'm not trying to eat that gruel. I don't want to eat that. Like after his grandmother died, because she was the only one that could cook. The rest of them, the food was nasty. And so I wanted to go. I'm like, okay, we're not going. We're going to my family's house. And so, my folks throw down. So, yeah. Oh, well, we don't know if she's being scammed. She's obviously getting something out of it. But, it sounds like she wants a husband. Her expectations are in line with the husband, but he's not one, and she's doing just too much. But personally, I'm not going to date nobody for 10 years. I'm just not going to do it. Question number 6, female, 22 to 27, from Fayetteville, Arkansas. A few months after breakup, I finally started doing online dating. Oh boy, you really ran out of shit to do, didn't you? The guy I met last week and lied about his height. I hear that happens a lot. His profile said he was 5'11", but when we met, he was maybe 2 inches taller than me, and I'm 5'5". Oh my, so he added like 4 inches of height? I honestly didn't bring it up because it's not a big deal, but it said he felt like he had to lie. Would it be weird if I mentioned it? Because clearly he's insecure. I would reassure him and tell him it's not a problem. No, that's not what you do. What you do is you bring it up and you say, why did you lie? Did you think that I was going to see you and magically be blind and not see that you a smurf? You're the same height as me, motherfucker. With my heels on, I'm taller than you. What was that all about? What else did you lie about? See, that would be me. What else did you lie about? What else are you trying to hide and manipulate me into being in a relationship with you with untruths? So you good. You like it's not a problem. Oh, that would be a big problem for me because you started shit off with trying to deceive me. You trying to manipulate and coerce me into a relationship by lying to me. I'm done. I'm out. I don't like that kind of stuff. And see, when you start accepting this kind of negative behavior, you might think, oh, it's just a couple of inches height. That's not the point. The point is this man intentionally deceived you in order to get you to do what he wanted you to do, which was go out with him. That is the bottom line here. Okay, so y'all you want to just look at it, oh, well, yeah, it's just a couple of inches. You don't look at that. You look at the integrity of the person, the intent of why they did what they did. And the intent here is fraudulent. It's manipulative, it's coercive, and it's deceptive. None of those things are good foundations upon which to build an honest, understanding, supportive, and respectful relationship. Get rid of him now, because he's already shown that what kind of person he is. He's all kinds of fucked up. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. See, when you ladies ignore this kind of stuff about the person's character, then you get yourself in a situation, and then his character, which is very poor, keeps rearing its ugly head, and then you be all shocked and appalled and surprised that he's hurting you and lying to you and cheating on you and all this kind of stuff. When you have the signs that he's not right, he's not a man of honor, you already have that information right here. Okay? Pay attention. Get rid of him. I'm just like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not feeling him at all. Little Smurfy short, what you call him, a short stack? Oh, I just don't like these dudes. He's obviously insecure. I would reassure him and tell him it's not a problem. It is a problem. You'll be reassuring his ass, his lying ass. You tell him you too short for me. Motherfucking lying ass, short shrimpy little. If you shrimpy, that means other things on you are shrimpy too. I'm not trying to be bothered with that. Get out. Nah. I'm just no. Question number 7, female, 28 to 34, from Troy, Michigan. When I first met the guy I'm dating, I complimented him on his handyman skills. He works in construction. And his response was, well, what kind of skills can you bring to the table? Oh, this a dusty. Where's Keith? He's from Dusconda. Troy, Michigan is Dusconda. This is terrible. Which I thought was very odd, given that I was just complimenting him, not drawing up a charter of negotiations. Fast forward to a couple of months later, and I've gotten a distinct impression that this guy sees kindness / doing favors in a relationship as a very quid pro quo type of transaction. For example, if he does something nice for me, he will expect me to return the favor by doing something for him in the very near future. Sometimes he will go so far as to mention it out loud. Example, he picked up dinner for us one day because I was too jet lagged from a trip abroad to go and pick it up myself. And when I thanked him, he said, it's okay, you can just cook me dinner this weekend. It sounds harmless, but inherent in that statement is an expectation of a return favor simply because he happened to pick up dinner today. Keep in mind, I love cooking for him, but it didn't feel good in this scenario because it felt expected. This thinking of his goes the other way too. When I was away for a few weeks, I sent him random little surprise gifts just for fun to delight him. He immediately felt he needed to send me gifts in return too. There are plenty more examples like this, especially usually when I'm expecting a favor back for something nice he has done. I brought this up to him recently, and he said he feels this is the right way to be, and that he is motivated to do something when someone does something for him, and he expects the same in return. I explained to him that I'd rather do something for someone because I genuinely want to without any strings attached, and I don't keep track of what the person is doing for me in return as long as there's general goodwill and trust in the relationship, and I know that I'm generally not being taken advantage of. Quid pro quo in such a granular way in romantic relationships feels highly transactional to me and it makes me feel uncomfortable. He referred to my way of thinking as sad, which I was extremely confused by. We are both 36 years old, in case you are wondering. I would love for you and the squad to weigh in on this and tell me if the way he is acting is petty, or do you think this transactional way of being is pretty normal in a relationship? No, it is normal for dusty men. And so you have a dust monger. That's what you have. What would I suggest? Get rid of him. Get rid of him. This is the kind of dude, I mean, I don't know. I cannot with these kind of people. They measure everything and they are so afraid of doing something for you and you giving them like a half an inch. They give you half an inch more than what you gave them or anything like that. It makes the relationship fucking exhausting because you can't just give, out of the goodness of your heart and just be nice to him and thoughtful and considerate and do little things just to see him smile and stuff like that. You can't do that because he's sitting there measuring it and trying to figure out how he's got to pay you back. So it's not like he can't even receive it in the spirit in which it was meant to, that it was given. And so when someone wants to give you something and do something nice for you, they're getting pleasure out of that because it's something that they wanted to do for you. They like you, love you, respect you, admire you, whatever. They want to see you happy. But if you can't even accept it and you start to do, well, let me see what I'm gonna do back, and you're making it into like a thing, like a business deal or something. Oh my God, that's just terrible. I wouldn't want to be bothered with him. I just that would just turn me off like 9,000. So you're gonna end up breaking up with him. You working your way there. You haven't arrived there yet though. But he's gonna do something that's gonna turn you all the way off. That's the way it usually is with women, right? Because we start complaining about something, right? Because we ain't feeling this particular thing that you're doing or saying or this way you treat us. We don't like it. So we tell you, right? And we might tell you 3, 4, sometimes 10, 12 times. Depends on the women. I tell them once. But some women, they gonna tell you over and over and over. They gonna write in. They try to figure out how can I explain it so he understands. They gonna be going through all these changes, right? Why? Because they really love the guy. They want him to be, to stop doing whatever it is that's hurting them. But of course, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. And so then in the end, what happens is the woman gives, gives, gives. She tries, 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 tries. And then her love is falling off like a little bit at a time, little, 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 until one day she wakes up and she realizes, I can't stand this motherfucker. And she gets in her car and she drives off into the sunset with a deuce out overhead, and she doesn't look back. And then the man, having been living in a fantasy world where he thought the sun rose and set on his head, is stunned and appalled and shocked and like, oh my God, I thought we were happy. What happened? She just left me all of a sudden. No, fool, she's been complaining for 10 years about what you do and how you do it. And you just didn't listen because you felt like you was getting everything you wanted. And so if you find it, everybody must be fine. This happens a lot. Men are just stupid. They don't fucking listen. And then the woman, she just like, women fall out. That's how we fall out of love a little bit at a time. You just wear us out. You wear us down to where we can't afford to love you anymore because it's too exhausting. And that's what you're gonna do here. But you should start thinking about it because you already see the handwriting on the wall. He's not gonna change. And as you get more emotionally involved, you're gonna want to give him more, and then this is gonna come up even more often. So, the real good thing for you to do would be to get rid of him now. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's going down the drain. That's where it's gonna go. Question number 8, male, 28 to 34 from Richmond, California. Deb, you are not going to believe this. My girlfriend was pissy drunk, literally. Peed in my bed. Oh my God. She peed in my bed and now she is not talking to me. I am old fashioned, so I asked her to be my lady about 6 weeks ago. I really like this girl. Everything was going well till last night. We went to a mutual friend's birthday party in Vallejo and she got drunk. I remained sober because I was the designated driver. So she drank a lot and was mixing liquors, which I told her I didn't think was a good idea. We left and then we came back to my place, and as it was pretty late, we went to sleep immediately. Anyway, the next morning I got up before her, and when I woke her up, I noticed that the part of the mattress where she slept was wet. So when she went to freshen up, I removed the sheets and was removing the mattress to put it in sunlight when she came out and asked what happened. And me, trying not to be crushed by the queen size mattress, answered her truthfully. She was very embarrassed and then she left after about 10 minutes. She couldn't even look at me, though I was seriously not tripping. It was the last time we talked. And normally we talk during the day too, as we are both working from home. She has not returned my call or messages. I called her once and sent her 2 text messages, and she has read them both but not replied. Any ideas on what to do next? Are we done? No, she's just embarrassed. She's embarrassed. But you know me, I'll call her up and say, "What's up, pee-pee girl?" Make jokes about it. I mean, come on, lady. Shit happens, especially when people have been drinking. You know. Yeah, she did need to, but she was probably so drunk he didn't, remind her, or tell her to do it or whatever. But shit happens. I don't know. She only got a drinking problem if she does that frequently. But sometimes when people, it's not so much that you drink that much; it's that you mix liquors. So you could have like one shot of 3 different kinds of stuff and you will be fucked up. And that's not a lot of liquor. That's not a drinking problem. But the fact that you mixed, tequila with rum and vodka, okay, that's the problem right there. You had a shot of each one in your stomach and then it goes in. No, that's like a suicide mission. This sounds like, woof. Yeah, I think it's more that. I think it's that she mixed liquor and she like went to her head and she passed out. I can't mess with tequila. Tequila does odd things to me. Yeah, mixing liquor is the worst thing ever. I know because I have done it and it was a mistake that I never repeated. And I didn't have that much to drink. That's why I can say, factually, over the course of about 2 hours, I only had like, little sips but it was of different things. And so by the time I put all that together, I was fucked up. It was terrible. Yeah, see, champagne, I cannot, like, people want to give you champagne and then follow it up with hard liquor. I can't do that. I'll be sick as a dog for days after champagne. I don't know what, it just messes me up. I can't do it. Cannot mess with that stuff, not anymore. All right, so that's what I would do. Make a joke about it and tell her, "Come on, girl, stop tripping." I'm not tripping. I know you all your feelings, you all embarrassed and stuff. Call me. We can laugh about this. It's not no big deal. It's not gonna make me stop liking you or anything like that. Whatever you thinking, and I'm not gonna tell nobody. Just reassure her on the phone. That's probably what she's worried about. Question number 10. This is a female, 26 to 29, age group from Austin, Texas. Hi, Ms. Cooper. I came across your channel when I was searching for child-free videos a few weeks ago and saw the show you did on the subject. I immediately subscribed to your channel and have immensely enjoyed your other content as well. I have not come across anyone else like you on YouTube or social media, period. Thank you for being a different voice in a sea of conformity. Oh, wow. That was very nice. Thank you. I hope she's listening. I am writing you because I need your opinion on something I am finding very difficult to do. I am 20 years old, but have known for years now that I absolutely do not want children, and I have informed my family. Suffice it to say that none of them are taking this news well and have been on my case with anger and pressure for years. My 3 older brothers are all miserably married with children, But everyone is still on my case. It's like they can't stand to see a woman be happy outside the life script of marriage and children. I am happy with just my boyfriend. He's 31. Our lives are full of freedom, spontaneity, lots of sleep, travel, no financial issues, and just plain fun. Neither of us want children, so my boyfriend had a vasectomy last year, and we couldn't be happier. We have discussed that if he ever changes his mind, he assures me he won't, we will have an amicable breakup so that he can go and find a woman to procreate with because it will never be me. Anyway, I am so tired of the guilt and pressure from my family that I wrote this email to send them, and I want your opinion. Uh-oh. Yeah, that lots of sleep, that shit is true, because you just pass out and take a nap whenever you get ready. Can't do that when you have kids because you got to watch them. They get into stuff. Dear family, okay, this is the draft letter that she wrote to her family. Dear family, I have made up my mind to live my life, and she put that in caps, as a child-free woman. If you cannot respect this decision, then you are immediately X from my life. Okay. Somebody is a little heated there, huh? I would rather have no family at all. Well, I said a little heated, girl. You just roasted them. I'd rather have no family at all than one who reduces my worst down to my womb. If one more word is uttered to me about having children, I will immediately block all avenues of contact with you. This decision is final and non-negotiable. I hope you love me enough to leave it alone. If not, then goodbye. She put that in caps and a whole bunch of exclamation marks. Should I hit send? Absolutely not. If not, how would you handle this, Miss Cooper? Thank you very much for any input you can offer. Okay. Okay. I would probably say, and of course, this has to be your own words. I would not be this condemning, not right off the bat. Your letter, like you came out guns blazing. Can we like do the sandwich method here? That's like something neutral. Neutral. Then you light them up in the middle, and then you end on the neutral again. Okay, so let's restructure this. So you like family. At the age of whatever, I observed, blah, blah, blah. You want to make it like a story because you want to make sure that they read it right. You want to get them engrossed in it before you light them up. So you say, and I observed, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then, as I got older, I, learned about foster care and, this and that and child abuse. And I just really, and people have, some women are saying that they want to get married and they want to have children and, they're already dreaming of their baby names and playing with baby dolls and doing all this kind of stuff. And, motherhood seems to be really important to them. I don't have a problem with that. But I noticed that that was never me. I never had any interest in doing those things. I never dreamed of being a mother. I never dreamed of what my baby would look like or a name or anything like that. I've never had that vision of life for myself. The life that I wanted to live included, the stuff that you said here. And I um, am asking you, and then over the course of the years, you guys keep bringing this up and stuff, which is a direct violation. You're not respecting my boundaries and you're not respecting my choices. And I need you to do that because, blah, 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 blah. And then you're gonna say, my only alternative is if you continue to disrespect me and ask me these questions repeatedly after I have already told you several different times that that's not the choice I want to make for my life, then I will have no choice but to put you on a reduced contact to no contact because I want to be peaceful and have, whatever you want to say, not have all this angst and animosity and, feeling like I'm being attacked by the people that are supposed to love me and this and that. I want to be able to get along with you. I want us to be able to, this is the closing. Remember I said good, light them up, but good. So in the end, you're going to say, I'm hoping that this lands the way I mean it with love. I really do enjoy being around you. I love being around my brothers and, this and that and, mom, blah, 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 so stuff. But one thing I cannot handle and will not tolerate is this repeated disrespect and violation of what my stated goals for my life. Looking forward to talking to you and then sign your name. Okay, you see what I mean? Nice, ease into it with the little story, draw them in, right? Like they asses up in the middle. You don't listen to me. You don't respect my boundaries. I'm gonna have to leave you alone. You don't keep. And then in the end, but I really love you. I would really like us to be, this and that. So you leave them like, oh, if she doesn't talk to us, it'll be our own fault. So that's how you want to do it, okay? But you don't want to do this because this is going to be in writing. Things that are writing in written form have a bad habit of showing up on the internet. Okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. Not put anything this fiery in writing. Don't do that. Okay, now this is going to go in the trash. There's no record of this other than this printout. So we're going to act like this didn't even happen, okay? Let's move on. Question number 11. Male, 28 to 34 from Des Moines, Iowa. I'm in need of advice for breaking up with my partner. I'm 29, 30 in a few weeks, and she is 24. I'm really stuck on how to call things off with her, Dad. My usual dating experience is either I get broken up with or break up with someone due to fundamental differences, or they're really toxic. This girl is lovely. She's done nothing wrong, and I've just got a different view on the future in relationships. She's really introverted and has issues with suicide, self-harm and self-esteem. She doesn't like social situations, and I'm really not like that at all. I love them. I do like her, but I feel fundamentally like we won't get along long term. The reason I mention the self-harm and esteem part is that is my main concern. I don't want to inadvertently say or do anything that will cause her to harm herself. I accept that ending things isn't exactly going to be a fun experience for all, and I'm not expecting a magical way to somehow make it a good thing for her. But I'm currently just not happy. Actually, I'm miserable. I feel like I cannot be myself, and I'm always afraid of saying or doing the wrong thing that will set her off. Maybe you and the ladies of the squad can share your thoughts or experience with being broken up with or breaking up with someone who has these kinds of issues and can direct me to a more tactful way to break up with her. I really don't want to hurt her, and my main concern is that me ending things will push her to the edge. Please help me. I'm going to say that she was self-harming and had self-esteem issues and was doing all this crazy stuff before you ever met her, right? Right? So why would you want to assume responsibility for those choices that she made? That's her red wagon. Your responsibility ends with yourself. I mean, it's nice that you want to try to find a way to break her down gently, bring her down, what they call let her down easy. But that's impossible because no matter what way you do it, she's going to still have feelings about it and she's not going to be happy. They're not going to be happy feelings. There's nothing really that you can do here, sir, except speak your truth and be as clear about it and, kind of hard really because if you linger around and try to pet her up and do all this kind of stuff, she's gonna suck you back in. So this really is best to be done over the phone. Don't do it by text. That's just trifling. Okay, but do this over the phone so that you don't have to see her and you won't be in her physical presence. And then you just tell her, I just really feel like we're not really that compatible. I'm finding a lot of areas where we're very different, and it's making the relationship between us not be very rewarding for me. So I'm going to end this. It's been great knowing you and all that. It's not to say that you're, a bad person or anything, but it's just not, you're just not, a good person, but you're just not the best person for me, something like that. Throw her some kind of bone like that. Let's see what she says. But yeah, I don't know. I don't worry about people getting pushed to the edge when they already been taking themselves there before they ever even met me. But see, this is exactly why I say, y'all be coming in there with like Captain Save-A-Ho, and you want to think that you can make a difference in some depressed bitch's life. And she pill popping and wrist slitting and all this old crazy shit this bitch is doing. See, this is the kind of stuff that if I'm dealing with a dude and he starts talking about, he's on meds and he got all this stuff, I'm like, oh, I'm looking around. I'm jiggling my car keys and looking at my phone like, oh, look, I just got a text. It's time for me to go now. And then I'm out. I'm gone. I don't do cray. Fake your own death. Oh my God. Leandra's stupid. People do that though. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's move on to question number 12. This is a young lady in the 18 to 21 age group from Woodbridge, New Jersey. New guy I'm dating asked me out on our third date in an apartment he, quote, rented just for that night. And I don't know how I feel about it. I need advice on what to do and hope Candace chooses my letter as the date is on Friday night, December 3rd. Just a little context. We had our first date this Monday on the 22nd and we had a blast. I never had so much fun on a first date ever, and I felt like we really connected amazingly. We met up for a second date out for coffee and to do some Black Friday shopping on the 26th, and that was fun too. Today is Monday, so this was yesterday. He invited me over to watch a movie on Friday night, but because his house won't be empty, his dad will have his poker night. He said he got an apartment that his friend was renting and that we could watch the movie there. It felt weird that he did this. I had no problem going to his house, but an apartment he rented just for us? I have no idea how to feel about this. On one hand, I really like him and he was so sweet that I felt like he wouldn't do anything so early, but on the other hand, I still fear he wants to Netflix and chill. Should I go and tell him that eggplant is off the table and just really watch the movie or just not go? No, you're not going to go at all. This sounds like some sex trafficking shit. Do not. Do not. This is shady as hell. Who does that? If his dad's having poker on Friday night, then just invite you over on Saturday, right? Because his family's there. So you wouldn't be there with him by yourself. But instead, he's going to take you to some place where don't neither none of you live, that you don't know nothing about, and he borrowed from somebody. And so you don't know who else got the key. You don't know whose house it is, who's going to be in the other room, in the closet, behind the door. You don't know nothing. And you're going to be in there with him for watching movies. You're not going to do that. You're going to stay your little ass at home. That's what you're going to do. You're not going to go. This is just way too much risk just because he put on a good performance for 2 days. You know, a narc can put on a good performance for 6, 7, 8 months, sometimes even longer, before they drop the hammer. And you all impressed with 2 dates? No, I'm glad you had enough sense to write though, because see that means that you in your gut you knew that this was not right, but you were trying to talk yourself out of it. You're trying to tell yourself that you should just be okay with this. No, you should not be okay with this. You should not be okay with this at all. So you tell him that you're not gonna go, and that you're concerned that he thought that that was an appropriate date. Was he angling for some booty or something? You're gonna put it in a question mark like that. Say, I don't know you well enough for all of that, dude. And I'm definitely not going to no bazaar house out wherever that with you in somebody else's apartment. We're not gonna do that. I'm a mature adult, and I expect to be treated like one and treated with respect. Not treated like you're gonna be popping me in the back seat of a car somewhere, the back seat of somebody else's house. We're not gonna do that. Is this how you date? Is this gonna be? This is it. This is what you got to offer. If so, then I'm gonna end things right here. Okay? Because that's what I would do. I would be like, look, fuck you, fuck your apartment, fuck your friend, fuck all y'all. Fuck Netflix and chill. Fuck it. Just fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not doing nothing with you. Lose my number. That would be Deborah, because this sounds so shady, so sus. I'm just like, you just dangerous. Okay? Don't do this. Okay? I'm begging you. Don't do this. Question number 13, female, 22 to 27 out of Atlanta. Does choking lead to murder? I need to know because my boyfriend choked me to the point where I couldn't breathe. At the moment, he is my ex again. Okay, wait a minute. Wait one cotton picking minute here. We've been on and off for 8 months, majority on, and we would only stop talking for like 3 days. Most of the breakups was on his account. In the beginning, he was really nice and seemed he would do anything to make us work and be happy. But now I feel like he doesn't like me enough to keep trying. Instead, not too long ago, when we got into an argument and he wanted me to shut up, he began to choke me for a few seconds. I couldn't breathe at all. He also pulled some of my hair out and yelled so hard in my ear that my eardrum ruptured and I couldn't hear for a couple of days. Sweet Melody, if I had the answer to that question, I would be a bazillionaire. I brought it up to him, I couldn't hear, and he said, well, I'm sure you haven't learned your lesson, and you're going to keep arguing and being negative. I woke him out of his sleep one day because I found out he lied about something and went behind my back, and he beat me up and broke up with me. He blames me and says he's never had to hit any girl before and that he walks on it, never had to. Okay. And he walks on eggshells around me, but I feel like I walk on eggshells. I can't bring up anything without messing up his mood unless it's the way he wants. I'm not sure why he does this to me. He says he wants me and don't want me to see anyone else even when he breaks up with me, but I don't feel wanted. You shouldn't feel wanted. You should feel beaten because that's what you are, a little girl in the 22 to 27 age group. You are being hella stupid right about now. What, is this the only motherfucker in Atlanta or something? This is it. You don't have no other choice. You can't get on a bus, train, plane, skateboard, bicycle, I don't know, whatever, and go to another town and find somebody else. It just has to be this one, to the point where you're going back and forth, getting beat up and choked out, and you think that's okay. Whew, exactly. And he's still alive, because I would have had to put Roscoe in motion. Click, click. Who you think? What? Who you think? You about to not have no hands? Now let me see you choke somebody else, bitch. Well, shoot one of your hands off, and then you'd be like trying to choke somebody with them nubs. I'm making jokes, but this is horrible. This is serious. Young lady, at the moment he is your ex, keep it that way before you end up in a morgue messing around with this idiot. There ain't no dick in this world that good where you got to put up with this kind of shit here. Okay? And he busted your eardrum. I mean, this is just straight violence. Straight violence and just ridiculous abuse. And you keep going back to it. What's wrong with you? This makes me wonder, what kind of household did she grow up in where she's okay with that? I don't even like anybody. I had a boyfriend who pinched me one time. I hauled off and knocked him right in the nuts. He doubled over and I left and I never went back. Okay, that was a pinch. And she getting eardrums bursted and choked out and all kind of stuff is happening. And she's still there. I want you to look in the chat stream and look at what they are saying to you. Okay, they're giving you a lot of great suggestions, and you need to pay attention to them. Let's move on to question number 14. We got 26 questions today. 26. This is a young man in the 28 to 34 age group from Richardson, Texas. I have two questions. Number one, what should a young man do if a woman disrespects you? And number two, how can I overcome it? I'm 29, and sometimes I have women disrespect me by saying, you're weak, you're gay. Ooh, who would even want to marry you? Oh, and also choose not to be close with me. I used to get this advice where they said I need to avoid people like this because they are toxic, but it seems everywhere I go, I get this treatment from women. Why do you think a woman will be compelled to say these things, and how do I stop it from happening again? I wish you had given me a situation where they say, where this happened, where, what was going on when they said this to you. Because I need to put this into context. I just hearing these words, it's like I can't even imagine a situation where that would be the appropriate response. So I wish you had given me some, just say, for example, this happened, and then this is what she said. And in this situation, this and this happened, and then this is what she said. So that I could understand, try to understand what they were thinking or what was happening and how they were impacted by it. Right now, I have no clue at all. And you say, I honestly don't know what to do. I have depressional thoughts whenever I think about it. And all this drove my confidence down even more. Do you have any suggestions? Okay, you're 28 to 34. Okay, you're 29. And the women disrespect you by saying you're weak. Okay, your gay part. Wow. Okay, do you have some kind of effeminate gestures maybe that you might not be aware of? Because some guys, they not really like they'll sit and they'll do their wrist like they have the limp wrist thing. That doesn't look real manly. And sometimes the way they stand and stuff is kind of they throw that hip out like girls do. If you never had a man telling you, what's the social parameters for women being sexually attracted to you, because that's what manhood is. It's like, women have to deem you to be if there's a heterosexual woman, she wants you to be very clearly in the other camp of what she's not, okay, for her to be sexually attracted to you. If there's ambiguity, confusion, or some, mixed signals going on there, then she's going to back off and she's going to think that, you have some homosexual tendencies or you on the down low or something like that. Okay, so it might be something like that. Think about how how you carry yourself. Now, you're weak. That might happen and now keep in mind, you didn't give me an example, so I'm just shooting in the dark here, okay? So don't go crazy. That might happen that come out of a woman's mouth when, say, something happens, you guys get into some kind of disagreement, difference of opinion or whatever, and then you just fold. It's like you don't really stand up for yourself. You don't present yourself as having an opinion, a backbone, standards of behavior, boundaries, that kind of thing. You just go along with whatever she wants. Well, then most women would feel like you're a weak guy, and they would be concerned that, you wouldn't have, if you don't have any boundaries and standards with her, then you're probably not going to have any with anyone else in a situation where you need to stand up for her as well. Okay. Who would even want to marry you? I mean, unless you was dating them that long and, getting ready to propose, that was kind of inappropriate question. And also choose not to be close with me. Well, I mean, people are going to choose not even some of the finest men in the world. You don't feel like you want to be close to them because you're just not attracted to them like that. Attraction is a funny thing. I mean, people like different things. I look at some of the men my friends like, and I'll be like, what? Did you go blind last night or something? What happened? I'm looking at this gorilla. I'm thinking, yeesh. And he just don't look right. And he acts stupid and his voice is all jacked up and I'm just not feeling him. But they all be all in love. So, attraction is just an interesting thing. So everything about it, just because you like them or you think you're a good catch or whatever, that does not obligate her to like you back, sir. So that pretty one you got to get over. So everywhere you go, you get this treatment from women. I don't know. It's like either you're drawn to this kind of woman for some reason. You like them brutal Bettys, or there's something about you that brings that side out in them, which I'm thinking is, the concern that you're just a little too delicate and dainty. Yes, girl. The creature from the Black Lagoon. Mm-mm. Yeah, this is really hard. I mean, if you hear this, write back and give me some examples. And then maybe we could, address this next week or something. Because right now, I don't know what you're talking about. I just gave you the best examples I could think of off the top of my head. Hopefully that works. But like I said, if not, you want to provide some examples, then write back. Question number 15, female 18 to 21 from Beaverton, Oregon. I think I made my cousin feel inferior after he started messing with me by making sexist jokes. I'm 21. I've been living with my cousin. He's 28 for almost a year now. Our families have always been so close, and so are we. His girlfriend was over, and he was messing around about how he used to beat me at wrestling when we were little. I told him jokingly that I could kick his ass now because that was then. Deb, he's a small guy, about 5'3" and maybe 130 pounds. Oh my God, he's like a 7-year-old. I'm 5'5", about 160, plus I weight train. He started making sexist jokes about how I could not do anything independently and punched me right in the stomach. Trying to show off in front of his girlfriend by hitting his cousin in the stomach? You don't hit girls in the stomach. I mean, it's not like you need to hit girls, period, but especially there because you can do internal damage to their womb and stuff, ovaries and whatnot. What an idiot. I jumped on him and we started wrestling, kind of playfully at first, but he started to take it seriously, so did I. Uh-oh, this is getting juicy. Long story short, I beat the shit out of my boy cousin in front of his girlfriend. I spanked that ass. Do you think I should feel bad about it? No. I literally made him look like a child when he gave up his all when we were wrestling. I put him in some holes. My oldest brother, he was on a wrestling team in college, had taught me and made him tap out twice. I tried to avoid it, but he kept egging me it on, trying to front. Should I feel bad or did he deserve it? I think he deserved it because once he punched you in the stomach, all mirroring fire with a flamethrower. You followed instructions and his ass got lit up. And that's what he got, punching you in the stomach like that. You should tell your big brother so your big brother could come and punch him in the stomach. That would be lovely. I'd be sitting on the side with my popcorn, sipping my Coke, more popcorn, watching the fight. Yeah, but little dude, 5'3" and 130 pounds. He's a tiny little thing. He hitting the girl in the stomach, and he thought that was going to end well for him. She beat his ass. Good. I don't have a problem with it anyway, to make a long story short. He brought that on himself by, doing something inappropriate. He should not have put his hands on you in a violent manner like that. So, you responding and making him tap out twice, that's what he gets. Question number 16, male, 28 to 34 from Seattle. When do I tell a potential romantic partner that I had an affair when I was married, or do I keep my mouth shut? Deb, I was stupid and had an affair years ago, and it contributed to the end of my marriage. I have been through several years of therapy, done a lot of inner work, made amends as much as possible to my ex and her family, and grown tremendously since then as a person and as a man. Obviously, this past is not something I'm proud of, but it's part of my story. When do I bring this up? When I'm dating potential partners? I don't want to do too much too soon, but I also don't want to wait so long if they feel like I deceived them. I understand this is a deal breaker to some people, so I want to respect that when getting to know them. What do you suggest? I suggest that I always tell people, anything that happened before you met them is none of their goddamn business. You do not talk about, and see, and it's like inappropriate to talk about the relationship that you had with your wife. Why would you tell some bitch you just met about what it went on in your marriage with your wife? I mean, I know people do it, but it's so inappropriate. Inappropriate. You do not go and tell miscellaneous third, fourth, and fifth persons about your relationship with your wife. You were married. What happened in your marriage needs to stay there. Okay? You don't tell nobody that. And if she should ask, you say, well, I prefer to respect my ex-wife's privacy, so I'm not going to respond to that question. That's all you have to do is say. Shut that shit down. You do not tell people the stupid shit that you did like that. All you have to do, if she's like, well, what did you learn from that relationship? Well, it was hurtful. The split was hurtful. You don't have to tell her why. And I went and got some counseling because there, some things I feel like I could have done better, and some lessons I could have learned. You see how I'm breezing over that? It's the truth, but just not without the details, right? Because everything I'm saying is absolutely 100% factual and true. But you don't need to give her a play-by-play about the relationship with you and your wife. Keep your fucking mouth closed. You don't go telling some broad that. Not only that, women don't want to hear about other women anyway. Quiet. So you want to be volunteering information, talking about some other broad. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that. We don't give a shit about your exes, okay? Or who you was boning, your baby mamas, none of it. We don't want to hear none of it. So dudes, I want to be volunteering some old miscellaneous, straight random information that nobody give a fuck about. Keep your mouth closed. Talk about some current events or some shit you read on Facebook or something. Talk about making some goddamn money. Yeah. Don't be running what they say, bumping your gums. You're going to be bumping your gums or telling business about some other woman Well, actually, in this case, two other women to this one. In what world would that make any sense? What world do you think a woman want to hear about some shit that happened with some other broads? Just think about it. Do you want to hear some woman telling you about a bunch of dudes? Right? You know you don't. So just flip it. Keep your damn mouth closed. Talk about something else. Question number 17, female 18 to 21 from Elgin, Illinois. I don't know what to do. This is a disaster, she says. Apparently, my ex-boyfriend committed suicide. Okay, what is all these weak-ass people on drugs and trying to kill off themselves and shit? What is going on? Okay, apparently my ex-boyfriend committed suicide after I told him I wanted a break from him, and now his mom is calling me a murderer. Oh, is she now? He and I are both 19. We went together for a few months, but he has mental illness, and I sometimes got overwhelmed and frustrated because I don't know how to help him. He says I can't handle him because I would only feel mental pain even if I try to help him. Also, he says he doesn't want to hurt me. It's too painful for him to see me get hurt. He can't hurt such a lovely girl, blah, blah, blah. Some days later, there was a lot of stuff going on, and I had really been stressing with my stuff. I wasn't giving my boyfriend attention because I needed time alone and to handle some family issues. So I was being a little bit mean when I told him I wanted a break. Later that night, he thought I was breaking up with him, so he sent me strange texts saying goodbye. In the morning, my boyfriend's mom was calling me. I picked up the call, and his mother sounded very sad and was crying. I asked her what happened. My boyfriend's mom said she first called me a murderer, then said she found him dead in the morning with a letter addressed to me and some other things. I was shocked and felt like my heart was shattered in tiny pieces. Now I regret asking my boyfriend for a break. I miss him a lot. I don't know why I'm feeling so guilty. I don't either. Because he was mentally ill and crazy and suicidal and all that shit before you ever met him. Why? I mean, the egos that y'all have where you just want to assume all the responsibility for everybody in the world, no matter when you met them and how few times you went out with them. Suddenly, everything about their life is your responsibility. I ain't taking responsibility for shit. I don't care if I gave you to put the bullets in the gun for you. I'm still not responsible. You know why? Because you the one that pulled the trigger. Did I pull the trigger? No, because you know you can have a gun around with loaded with the safety on and stuff for years. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that. You need to unload and clean it, but you know, it's not your fault, young lady. It's not your fault. And so, I know you're only 19, but I'm assuming you probably still live at home. You need to bring your parents in on this because you need a buffer. You need your parents to run interference with this broad who's going to be attacking you because she's grieving about her son and she's angry and she's looking for somebody to blame for it. So, if this was me, let me tell you how this would go. Y'all ready for one of my skits? You ready for the skit of the day? Okay, so the mother called and says, you're a murderer. I ain't killed nobody. What you talking about? My son is dead. Your son has been a crazy fuck for the last 5 years, so I know you ain't trying to put that on me. If anything, it's your fault. That means you did poor parenting. Did you put your son in therapy? Did you get him some drugs? Did you put him in a home? What did you do when you know you had a crazy, mentally ill, fucked up son? You didn't do shit. And now you're trying to make it my fault. Bitch, get off my fucking phone. Okay, so she's going to call back because they never want to just let it go. He's dead because of you. He left you a letter. I don't want to read that shit. You can burn it. You can put it through the tiny pieces. You can feed it to the alligators. I don't care what you do with it. I'm done with you and your crazy ass son. And so, she'd be like, well, my son really loved you. Well, that's good. That's nice. That's wonderful. But, crazy people really don't know how to love. So I doubt that that's what that was. But it doesn't even matter because that's why I said I wasn't going to break up with him because I didn't feel like doing crazy no more. I'm only 19 years old, lady. I'm not qualified to deal with some nut job son like you had. Shit, your ass wasn't even prepared to deal with it. So what you think the fuck I'm gonna do? And I just met him 2 months ago. Again, get off my phone. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? And it's like the thing, like when people commit suicide, they wanted to die. Okay, so now they got their wish. What you want from me? I mean, I know people be like all upset and stuff, but it's like the person did what they wanted to do. It's their life. They have they have the right to decide what to do with it. Live it or end it. That's their choice. It's their life. Okay, now you might not like their choice and what they decide to do with their life, but you don't try to put that responsibility on me. I had nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? I just like, I would not hope somebody's mama cuts. Don't do that. I'm going to hurt all your feelings. Tell you, well, I'm glad the motherfucker's dead. Because now he can't be bothering me no more. He was driving me crazy. Always whining about something depressed and shit, looking like Eeyore all the time. Walking around here, woe is me, woe is me. That shit was just tearing me up. That's why I broke up with him. I don't want to look at that shit no more. So he's ended it. What you want? I don't have that kind of pity. I'd just be like, I would just hurt her feelings. So, and I know me because my heart is steely. Like when I break up with people, they cease to exist. It's like they just disappeared in a wisp of smoke. And so I don't have any feelings about them. I don't think about them. I don't want nothing from them. I don't wish nothing for them, good, bad, or otherwise. I just don't care. I mean, like negative on the care scale. And so, her calling, whining me about some shit like that, I'd be like, well, what you want from me, bitch? I'm about to throw a party that motherfucker's dead. You want to come? Get her off my phone real quick. Question number 18, female, 22 to 27 from Athens, Georgia. I began dating a guy 2 months ago. He's 25 and I'm 26. Also, he's a little younger. We got off to a rocky start. I found out he was also dating someone else while claiming to be exclusive with me. I broke it off, but decided to give him another chance. There you go. That's your mistake. So since then, we have been exclusive with each other. However, there are some things that make me really uncomfortable about him. Oh, she put bullet points. He always lets me pick up the tab whenever we go out. Oh, does he? There have been times I've said I'm strapped for cash, but he still let me pay. I've tried to discuss this with him, but he always took offense and shut off. Lately, I've noticed him losing interest in me a little. And whenever we meet, it's always about where we can go and eat and drink, never just talk and hang out without having to spend anything. He never tries to know anything about me or my family. As a result, lately, we've been falling short of things to talk about or one-sided conversations after which he immediately wants to either make out or have eggplant. What do I do? Should I continue with this guy or break it off? I don't know if these really are red flags or if I'm overthinking. Girl, you dumb. You dumb. You dumb. You don't have a boyfriend. You have someone who is, I don't know, FWB, I guess. Maybe booty call. He's a booty call that you take out. Like he's your pimp. He's your pimp. He's pimping you for meals and he's pimping you for booty and he's pimping you for drinks and he's pimping you for entertainment that he don't have to pay for. Booty he don't have to pay for. Fun he don't have to pay for. You don't have to do nothing. Just show up because you do everything. You're acting like you're desperate. This is sad. This is really, really sad. All you have to do is don't take him out anymore. So he says, well, let's go here and let's go there. Say no. I'm not going to be paying for any more dates with you. Them days is over, homie. And then watch him just fade to black because that's the only reason he's around because you're convenience. Look on my blog on survivingdating.com. There's an article, I probably wrote that in the 90s, called Relationships of Convenience. Nothing about that has changed. And it's just very cut and dried of how those guys operate. The relationship is all about what you're doing for them. That's all there is. And so many young women don't get it, like you. And you even questioning it, calling it like, are these really red flags? These are not just red flags. They're like, just like a whole parade of them. Just like, as far as the eye can see, red flags. And you still trying to make it work. Question number 19. This is a male in the 42 to 49 age group from Oceanside, California. I have two sons, 16 and 14. They have a couple of friends the same age. They've been spending time with a 20-year-old female college student where she is letting them hotbox pot. I don't even know what that is. And has been actively having, relations with one of the 14-year-olds. Oh, no. For context, I am no longer married to my child's mother. I held this secret way too long and finally advised her what was going on from the information given to me firsthand by the kids. She went nuclear, and now my two boys basically hate my guts. I'm a sellout, a piece of shit for breaking their trust by telling me in the first place. My youngest son actually called me this morning and started berating me and even said, "Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit," before I hung up. Wow, you let your kids cuss at you? I would be in my car on my way over to snatch and grab. I'm not sure how to approach this other than trying to get them to understand that a 20-year-old having relations with a 14-year-old is not okay. They also have a 12-year-old sister, and I want to pose a situation to them that if an 18-year-old picked up your sister and got her high and they had relations, would that be okay? I'm just not sure what to do. I do not have full custody, but they are coming next week for my Thanksgiving holiday with them. I can only imagine how that's going to go. Not that it matters, but the 20-year-old female in question is my ex's new partner's daughter. Okay, so your ex-wife's new boyfriend is his daughter. Ooh. Who it seems has been preying on them since day one. My observation, not necessarily fact. Help. Okay. Um, you can use all that logic and try to do all of that if you want to, but obviously you're not a black parent. You're not a black parent. You know, I can tell by because you just too conciliatory and you let your child cuss you out. That's not done. Okay. When you try to do something like that to a black parent, you know what happens to your face? Your face gets knocked around to the back of your head. And the lips that were used to be on your face might be over there on the wall somewhere because you used them inappropriately. And the teeth that you had that used to be in your mouth will be chiclets on the floor. That's what happens. See, you don't. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. I tried to do my daddy was trying to bury his fist in my brother's chest, and he didn't even cuss. He just was doing something he shouldn't have been doing. And then with my daughter was trying to tell me how she was gonna call the police on me if I punished her, spanked her or something, and she was gonna, decide. Tried to that little girl. That didn't go. That didn't end the way that she thought it was going to. So, that's how I can tell. You guys are different. But what you have to do, this is all you have to do is tell your kids this. You know why it happened this way? Because I'm the fucking daddy. That's for goddamn why. It's my job to protect you when you're too stupid and young to protect your damn self. That's my job. And I'm good at it. So I don't give a fuck what you got to say about it. You're a kid. You don't have no say. Okay, what that bitch did was illegal. I'ma see her ass in jail. You don't have to like it, but that's where she going. Nah. And that's the thing about, you don't have to explain all that shit to kids. They don't need to know all them details. Well, how would you like it if your sister is in there, blah, blah, blah. How you not even like their sister? They might be like, I'm cool with that. I hate that little bitch. Then what you gonna do? That's too much logic and reason. That's not how you talk to kids. You don't be giving kids, that's some white people shit. You want to be giving, negotiating with your kid like they fucking terrorists or something and trying to use logic and reason and all that shit. That's not what you do with a child. You're the goddamn authority figure in your house. Act like it. You're just acting like a little bitch. Who the heck held on to the secret? You weren't supposed to hold on to that secret for 5 seconds. Once they told you something, that's a criminal act that's happening to them. This isn't like a secret, like, somebody's, lied about the A on their paper or something. This is a crime that's happening to minor children. You are supposed to be singing like a goddamn canary. You're doing very poor parenting, sir. Very poor parenting. Extremely poor parenting. And you letting your kids talk to you all kind of crazy. I'm telling you, them little motherfuckers will be in check. You thinking you're gonna be getting some treats and shit for Christmas? Guess what? Them little stories you used to have, little fairy stories of the kids get a bundle of twigs for Christmas. That's what they would get. And remember that, because every time you mouth off, that's gonna be what happens. You're gonna get some twigs to remind you to shut the fuck up. So you think you get a Christmas? I'm not buying you shit, because you don't know how to respect me. I don't buy presents for people that don't respect me. So you can kiss my ass. How about that? And I would tell my kids that I don't give a fuck. You're not going to be talking to me crazy. And once you start talking to me crazy, then that opens the gates of hell. And I'm getting ready to rain hellfire and damnation on you. And you're going to be very sorry you said that. Why? Because I have the money. You don't have none. Little brat. You negotiate with some goddamn kids. I wish I would. You're going to do what I told you to do because I'm the mother. I'm the daddy. You're the kid. Until you hit that door and you get out on there and do it everything yourself, that includes paying all your own tuition and everything. Now, don't ask me for shit. When you do all of that on your own, then you don't have to listen to me. Because that means then you're an adult. The second, every time I'm contributing to your care and upkeep, and I put a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and food in your stomach, oh, your little bitch ass is going to listen to every goddamn thing I have to say. And you're going to do what I say, too. That's the rule. You know, please, these people be trying to be this like, I wish I would negotiate with a child. That shit would never happen, not in this lifetime or in my next 77. Would not happen. Okay, let me see. What did I skip something? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. Question number 20. Females. We got 26 questions. I'm mowing them down. I got to stop talking so much. 22 to 27 from Alexandria, Virginia. I've been with my boyfriend now for about a year. We live with his son, who's 3, and we have him about 70% of the time. Oh, that's a lot. I get along very well with him, and he loves me, and I love him. I've known his baby mama since before I knew him, but we were never really friends. I found out a few months into the relationship that before he and I started dating, he had another fling with her after being separated for 2 years, and they were sleeping together right before he met me. We've had her complex and did break up for a week. What? I don't know what that's supposed to say. During that week, I found out that he asked her to go on a date that he planned with me. Okay, so what? So you broke up for a week. And during that week, you found out that he asked her to go on a date that he had planned with you. I lost my mind over it and told him that I'd never trust him with her and how he caused an insecurity that we can't get rid of because it's someone who's always going to be a part of his life. They didn't go on the date, but it's still just a matter of disrespect and hurt. I haven't been perfect when we've been having issues, but I've never let someone in who I couldn't let go of. Whenever he drops his son off or picks him up, he never brings me and never lets her inside. I told him how much this hurt me and how it bothered me, and it made me feel like something was going on. And he always says he's going to change it, but he never does. And he blames me for issues and saying, well, he's not too sure if coming and going half the time, which is absolute BS. I live with a man who won't even bring me around his baby mama. Is there any reason for this to be appropriate? Yes, I know she doesn't like me, but it makes me feel like he's hiding how serious we really are and protecting her feelings by not bringing me around, which in return is just putting my feelings at expense. I'm trying to understand how you feel like you two are really serious, and he's got this huge barricade around a huge portion of his life. He's not serious about you. You two are a convenience. Young lady, you're a convenience because you're helping him with his kid. You cook, you clean. You know, you take the kid to daycare. You probably help to change the diapers and potty train the little boy and all this other stuff. You play with him, you bathe him, you read him stories at night. You do all the stuff that he doesn't want to do because you're feeling in like you his mama. My suggestion is that you wise up and understand that this, that is his first love. They might not be together and they might have problems, but he's too focused on her wanting to go on a date with her. The date he's going. See, that's what tells me that this is more. His heart is still over there. Okay, and he's protecting her from you. That's what he's doing. You're seeing it as him putting this barricade up. He's protecting her. He don't, they both know that he split up and got somebody, but he's still protecting her from you. And that by doing that, by not letting her meet you and all stuff, is giving her a message that you're not that important. Because otherwise, you would be fully integrated into his life. You're not. You're on that periphery. So you need to understand what time it is. Deuce out. And stop being a live-in babysitter and bed buddy, because that's all you are. His heart is with this other chick. You get what's left. Question number 21, female, 50 to 58, from Kettering in the UK. My brother is to stay with me whilst he resets his life. Happy to the extent that I can accommodate him and help sort out his finances and debts, and general support after having had a dreadful couple of years. What I need help with is setting boundaries about what is acceptable behavior while living under the same roof. For example, he drinks, but I suffer anxiety around drunk people. I don't want to have a tiptoe hangover existence. He has stayed before and has been very lazy and not helping in the running of the house. I don't want to be a control freak, but I want us to tick along together without me being in a worried, bossy mother type of role. I want us to live without me being constantly worried about where he is, what he's doing, who he's with, etc. How can I ensure that I don't turn into a nightmare control freak with a rule book? I'm 56 and he's 42. Any suggestions? Yes, don't let him move in. They have those houses like rooming houses where men all live together. That's where he should be. They have a curfew. You got to be in by a certain time. You can't drink there. You can't do any drugs there. You get kicked out. That's where he needs to be. He needs to be in a more structured environment. And they all have to help clean up. They all take rotating turns cooking. That's where he needs to be. So if I were you, I would start looking for that. Tell him, he's not going to be moving in with you, but you're going to look for some kind of man boarding house situation like I just described, and that's where he's going to go. That's where he's going to go. Okay? He does not need to move in with you. Mm-mm. Yeah. You're not going to hold up to the boundaries because you love your little brother too much, I can tell. Question number 22, male, 22 to 27, from Newcastle, England. I'm a 22-year-old black male of African American and Nigerian descent, and even though I work in Newcastle, which is a pretty large European city, I am the only black person at my job. I was working with a girl, she's 20 and a white blonde. She was making jokes repeatedly, and I realized that she was hitting on me. Yeah, well, I shot my shot via text, and she said she liked everything about me except my skin color. And he put that in caps. She said, quote, "Your skin color is too dark for my taste." End quote. Oh, wow. Quote, "It was a turn off for her," end quote. And that she prefers whites and light-skinned Asians because she wants a kid with light skin. I felt sick to my stomach. Wow, I can't believe she had the gall to say all that to you. I swear I have never thought of skin color or hair color of any girl I've dated. Long story short, I've ignored her, and at work I just said nothing more than hi back whenever she says first. A year later, you good, because when she said hi, I would have said, I'm too dark to say hi to you. I would have I'm petty like that, though. A year later, she fixed small mistakes I've made without me asking her help or even telling me at all. She's also been casually coming over at my desk, smiling and making personal jokes. Last week, I was at a petrol station. She saw and shocked me and started screaming and pretending being happy as fuck for the lower petrol cost. And she touched my shoulder. Worst of all, I caught her looking 3 times at my man parts. Yep, one cold day I was kind of in the mood and she smiled. I found it weird. Oh, he had a stiffy. The boss heard, realized she was correcting my mistakes and not telling me anything. The boss, he's around 25, has been trying to get to her in a while and made big favors for her, simping. My boss and 2 other dudes, all white, jokingly told me other 3 guys want her and I should go for it. They said I'm too sensitive and missing the biggest chance ever. She is the hottest girl and most popular girl at work, and we're both students. Everyone is telling me to go for it. Damn, even her female best friend. But I lost all interest in her the minute she said my skin color was her turnoff. She said sorry several times later. Sometimes I think, well, I don't have a girlfriend and she's definitely interested and desperate. But something is holding me back deep inside my heart. It just feels totally wrong. Maybe I haven't experienced racism before this happened. I don't know. You write too much. But I'm going to tell you this, okay, that part of you that's like seeing that something is wrong is a sensible part of you. Listen to that part. First of all, don't be fucking around nobody at your job. You're the only black person. Everybody else is white, and you're going to be messing around with some white girl that they all want, and you don't see that might be a trap and a setup so they can fuck you over out of jealousy? You're a dummy if you don't understand that political game and the hot potato that they're trying to throw onto you so they have an excuse to get rid of you. Don't be dumb. Okay, all the women in Europe, you can go find you one somewhere else. Okay, then she be trying to come over to your desk and be, talking and being all friendly and stuff. Dude, you got to shut that down. So you say, look here, Sally Sue or whatever the hell her name is. I don't want you coming to my desk like that. You know, you've told me very clearly how you feel about people with my complexion. I found it very insulting, and I really don't have anything to say to you. So let's just be professional, maintain our professional distance here. But we're not going to be hanging out at each other's desk, and we're not going to be having friendly conversations. Okay, we're not going to do that. You've told me quite clearly how you feel about me, and I am not. Even though you have made some apologies for it, I'm of the mind that your apology is only because you understand that how I took it was hurtful to me, but you're not apologizing for having that belief system. And that is what's making me not want to talk to you, is that belief system. So that's what I would be, very clear with her. Stay your bitch ass away from my desk. Ho, don't come over here. But dude, just be careful because they trying to set you up. Anything, they like her, they all been trying to get her, but they trying to push you on her. They trying to get rid of your ass. Don't be stupid. You stay far, far away from this bitch, okay? And that's why I said you need to put that barrier up, and you need to do that now so that, if anything goes down, you can say, look, I told her, I'm not interested and to stay away from me. If she want to deal with y'all, that's fine. I don't have no part in this race. So y'all do what you all gonna do. And you know, yeah, he gonna lose his job if he fucks around and be sweet and fall for this game that they trying to run on him. They all got together to push you in this. It's like that thing, okay, that game where everybody lines up right, and then they say, oh, will the volunteer, please step forward. And then everybody but one person steps back. So the one person is in the front, that's one person in front is you. They're all the people that took a step back. But you the one up there being all brand new, still in the front. Gonna be the sitting duck. Get a clue. Get a fucking clue. I know you're young, but you better start learning these dirty games because that's what's going to go down here. Question number 23. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Washington, D.C. I lied to my boyfriend that I had slept with 9 people. He later found out that it was 15. Wow, you was busy, huh? By telling me I could tell him anything and it wouldn't change anything because he loved me. But he broke up with me immediately when I told him, you stupid. You fell for that? He had slept with over 100 women and expected me to be okay with that, though. He even slept with someone while we were dating, and I forgave him. I know I shouldn't have lied, but I knew it would hurt him, and I didn't want to lose him. Is my number too much to get over? At 29 years of age, I love him so much, and I wanted to marry him. He's blocked me and deleted me. Deb, is a number really more important than the person? I would have loved him forever. I just want to hear all the listeners' thoughts on this situation. They already know. My thing that I have said at least 50,000 times is you don't never talk about relationships that you had before you got with the person. He set you up and you just fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. It doesn't matter. I'll still love you anyway. Of course, that's what he's going to say because he knows it. He want to know what you're doing. But you're supposed to say, oh, that's when you pull out the 3. I'm telling you, pull out the 3. It's just 3. 3 is like the number. Remember the first dick you ever had, the best dick you ever had, and then the most recent dick that you're getting. Right? 3 men. That's it. That's all you ever admit to. If you admit to any at all, because really they don't need to be asking you. But like if you have, kids or something, well then obviously, obviously there's some number to count there. But other than that, they don't need to know nothing. Don't be telling them nothing, and they be like trying to set you up rather to use their game to run their game on you for you to tell them stuff that you really shouldn't be telling them. Okay, every woman needs to get this lesson through her big head. He trying to ask you about your number, you shut it down. Well, why would you want to know that? Well, what difference is that going to make in our relationship? And then you don't answer. All right. Question number 24, female, 22 to 27 from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. What makes giving birth easier, less painful, and easier to recover from? I know you had a child and were a personal trainer, so please tell me what I can do. I'm pregnant for the first time and I've been scared of birth my whole life. It just got cemented in my brain as a torture from all the stories, including my mom's. I have no pain tolerance and I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to be a hero. I want all the pain meds known to mankind if they work and if you put a happy face. I want to believe there are things that generally make things easier for women, but the cult of doing it naturally obscures the facts. What works for you in your labor and around it? Stuff like pain relief classes, perineal massage, postpartum, breastfeeding, first toilet visit, hospital, dealing with unhelpful people. How can partner help? Oh my God, girl, this is a lot. Any practical tips that turned out to make birth easier, pain-free, or minimize with speedy, low pain and recovery? The number one thing you can do is exercise. I walk 2 miles every single day, rain or shine. If it was raining, I went to a mall and I walked in the mall. And because you can just go around and around and around and around. And then if it was, warm outside and I would go to a track or I just walk around the neighborhood because you have a pedometer that tells you how many miles. And I tracked out a couple of 2 mile routes with my car in the neighborhood. Like if I go up the street, down the street, okay, and I did that until it came to 2 miles. And then I did that every single day. Every single day. She just popped out. I jumped up, first toileting 30 minutes later. No stitches, no pain meds, nothing. But your body, you have to keep your body strong. So when it comes time to do the labor and stuff, if your muscles are toned, you push, and it's very effective pushing, and baby just pops out. Yeah, I mean, you could take them classes. I didn't go. I just read some books. I didn't feel like doing all that. I did go to La Leche League though. They come and they teach you how to nurse and stuff, and care for your skin and all of that. They teach you that, and they have nurses that and volunteers that come around and do that. And they loaned me a breast pump for I think it was about 6 months. And dealing with unhelpful people, with COVID, you don't have to. You just tell them they can't come in. And how can your partner help? You just tell him what you want, and then he's supposed to do it. You'll know. I mean, I think you're just worrying too much. You're worrying too much. But they do have pain meds, and so all you have to do is ask for them. And they'll give them to you. You don't have to worry about it. They can do the one that goes right in your spine. I wasn't a fan. That worried me. But people say that they can't even feel anything from the waist down, and the labor is like painless. So, just talk to your obstetrician about the options there, and see what they recommend for pain meds and when you would start them and all that. Question 25. This is the next to last question of the evening. Female, 28 to 34, from Pacifica, California. Hey, Deb, I'm talking to a guy I met on an app. He is an EMT and volunteer firefighter. He is also a veteran and in his mid-30s. I am 29. To be honest, I'm trying to find a man with a pretty good paying job because we live, hold on a second here, in the most expensive state, and I'd like to get married and buy a house in the next few years. I know EMTs make a very low hourly rate. I make more than an EMT even as a cashier. So my question is, do volunteer firefighters make any money? Keyword volunteer. Volunteers usually mean no money. He seems to devote a lot of his time to be a volunteer firefighter. I think that's wonderful, but does this make any money? Because if not, I wonder why he isn't trying to be more ambitious to find better work with higher pay on his time off. I feel like EMT work is not something someone can survive on or take care of a family with. I managed to get a great job and also had lots of job opportunities for higher paying salaries with my only prior experience being a cashier. Unfortunately, money is important and plays a factor in looking for a spouse for me. Also, whether a man is more ambitious to make more money. I am currently not working due to COVID and haven't been for a year. But in the past, men overlooked me because I was only a cashier and they had higher paid jobs and wanted a woman of a similar caliber. Now here I am having similar worries and thinking I should move on from this guy. What do you think? Okay, wait. I am talking to a guy I met on an app. So that means you haven't even laid eyes on him. You haven't been on no date with him. You're just talking to him that you met on an app, and you're already rushing to marriage and judging if the man has enough money to support a wife and family, and you don't even know what he looks like. You doing the absolute most. I'm going to tell you this, a lot of EMTs go on to become registered nurses, doctors, or, he could be doing a volunteer firefighter so he can get some experience to become a real firefighter. And, they work as EMTs and firefighters, and they make good money. So you haven't really asked this man what his career goals are. You're just jumping to conclusions and just coming up with all kinds of scenarios that makes him sound like an utter and abject failure. I don't like how you date. Your dating is like hella stupid. You're supposed to be trying to get to know the person and asking them questions, not jumping to conclusions that you've created in this whole scenario in your own mind that may or may not be true, even like one part of it. Have some conversations with the man and ask him, what do you plan to do with the skills you're developing as a volunteer firefighter? See what he says. He might say, well, yeah, you already applied to be a firefighter. I take the test, next in February or something. I mean, you don't know because you ain't asked him. Oh my God. Yeah, she's very worried about money. Well, I agree, living here in the Bay Area, it is very, it's expensive. And EMTs, I think they only make about 50 grand. But, it's not grand theft money in this market. But, that might be just what he's doing right now. Until you ask him what he's going to do with this knowledge and experience that he's gaining doing these jobs that he's doing right now, the volunteer work, then you can't make a judgment. I need you to slow your roll. Okay, I need you to stop doing what you're doing and have a conversation with this man. All right, now here's the last letter. Thank you, Jennifer. Oh, you're new here. Well, welcome. We always like it when we get new people. You forgot today is Tuesday. Where is your thing? You're supposed to have your bell set, your subscription bell. What's that thing? The little instant notification, so you get the thing on your bed, on your phone. Yes, honey, the swipey things where people be swipe, 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 swipe. Yeah, I'm not messing around. I keep thinking about it. I'm very curious. Maybe next time one of my friends is on it, I'll say, just show it to me. I just want to see it. I haven't even seen it. So, because otherwise, I would have to sign up, but I'm not about that life. Question number 26, our final question of the day. This is a young lady in the 30 to 37 age group from Leeds, England. Hi, everyone. I'm currently in hospital awaiting quite serious surgery. So I'm hoping this is just my anxiety exaggerating my emotional responses. Oh, that sounds interesting. Ex-friend and I fell out a few years ago over something stupid that escalated into quite spiteful tit-for-tat back and forth juvenile arguing on Facebook. She turned up at my mother's house, messaged mutual friends on Facebook, and told me that she hopes my unborn child dies and that I don't deserve to be a mother. To which I responded by sending some equally spiteful messages, but never involved anyone else in the way that she did. Wouldn't even dream of it. My issue was with her and only her. Long story short, we reconnected earlier this year. Here's me thinking everything was forgiven and forgotten. Then she messages me on the day she knows I just been admitted for brain surgery of all things. That's what you getting, brain surgery? Telling me she no longer wants to be friends, that she can't forget all that's transpired, completely brushing over everything she did to me and focusing solely on my retaliation. I really dislike people who refuse to be accountable for their part and act like you're unreasonable or even crazy for responding. So in other words, I should just allow people to abuse me, harass my family, and wish my child dead and not be upset or angry? Am I wrong to feel hurt by this and even pissed off that she had just decided out of nowhere to end our friendship once again over something that was supposed to have been dealt with already? Or am I just being a stupid person and focusing on this because I'm terrified of the surgery I'm about to have, like a distraction? Please be as blunt as you like. I think that's what I need right now. Thank you. I'm not going to be real blunt with you because you about to head into somebody going to be digging all in your brain, girl. I'm not going to say nothing to you. But what I'm going to say is this. Yeah, she was never your friend. When somebody says something that cruel to you, hopes your unborn child dies? Even if y'all was having some little titty-tatty beef thing on social media, to say something that low down and evil, she's she ceased to be your friend in that moment. So, trying to get back together, thinking everything was forgiven. Maybe it's just me, but if somebody ever said something like that to me, I would go to my grave. I'd be 999 years old like Confucius and still remember that shit and still bring it up every chance I got. Yeah, remember that time? Remember that time? Remember the time you said, yeah, bitch? Yeah. And that time in 2021 when you said, I would wear her out with that. So when people say cruel stuff like that to me, I don't never let it go. Never. Never, never, never. I'm going to be like a dog with a bone. I'm going to have that shit. I'm going to walk around with it. I'm going to bury it. I'm going to dig back up. And I'm going to keep talking. So it's good. The trash here, as we say, the trash took itself out. So be sure to block her number on your phone so she cannot call you and harass you while you're in the hospital. Make sure that everyone knows that if she should show up, if you have a picture of her, be sure that everyone, security and the nurses and everybody know what she looks like, so that, while you're recovering. She is not to come anywhere near me because it's going to really upset me and get me, a relapse or something. You're going to make sure she does not come to your house. You're going to block her on all your social media accounts and your email. You're going to forget you ever knew this ditzy, evil ass broad. Okay? Don't need to be hurt by it. You already knew she was a bitch. You knew this. So what you gonna be hurt about it now, 2 years later? That don't make no damn sense. Okay? That's what I got to say about that. And also, I want to tell you guys too, I hope if you missed the live stream about the 3 types of single women. I was going to do that as an upload, but I jumped on and did a live stream like, surprise! If you missed that, I highly recommend that you take a listen. Any single woman, you out here trying to date, you need to know which of them 3 categories that you in so you know how dudes is going to be coming at you so you can protect yourself. Because they're going to be all over you. Yes, it was like from my big head. That's not anything I got from anybody else. I was the creator of that concept. And I don't know, just from observation, I think I'm right. I mean, I might be proving myself wrong later. But right now, I think I'm absolutely 100% correct in that every single lady is in one or more of those categories. So check that out. It's called The 3 Types of Single Women. Okay. Also, I did tell you that we had the $8 instant advice question show this Friday. I had to move it out a week. Guess why? December 3rd is Joy's birthday. If I don't go to her birthday party, do you understand how dead I will be? I don't know what happened. I lost my mind. I forgot. I just blanked it. I forgot. I know her birthday, but I don't know. In that instant when I was programming the show, I just didn't even think about that being her birthday. So I have to go to her house for the birthday party. So I cannot be here doing that show. So I moved it out to the 10th of December. I've already updated the show page and the graphic. So, it just gives you guys, more time to think of what your question is going to be. And, we'll see. That should be a good show. I'm starting to, put out some feelers for people to be guests for February. Already started in December, starting recruiting guests and stuff. And I don't know. This is going to be rough. It's going to be rough on the sister. But, in the meantime, you guys, let me remind you to like the video. Be sure to share a link. Don't have to be this one, anyone. And subscribe to the channel. Hit that instant notification bell while you're at it. And we'll see you, either next Tuesday or maybe Sunday again. Because I'll be back from Joy's house. And you just never know what I might do, right? You just never know. So you guys go out. Be great. Don't get yourself in any trouble. Be sure you can take a look at if you start feeling like you're getting a little shaky, you might not make a good decision. Please log on. There's more than 1,000 videos here now that you can look at. Just search, do a keyword search, in the channel page at the top page and find your topic and then listen away and help yourself be a better, greater lady. All right. I'll see y'all real, real soon. Love you. Bye-bye.